Today I'm going to show you just a few little tricks with the Liquefy tool to help you use it better. A lot of people just go in there and push pixels around and really don't know what they're doing, so I just want to show you how to use the Liquefy tool just a little better than what you might currently understand in how to use it. Now, I've used a photograph of myself. I'm a cuddly girl, and occasionally I like to just fix a few little bits and pieces in my images just to make them look a little better. So I'm going to go up here to our filter, Liquefy, and you'll see that we've got the whole image here. I'm going to come in nice and close because I want to show you. I'll just come down here a little bit just on my side here. So I just want to show you how the Liquefy tool actually works. When we use the Liquefy tool, if we're using the pushing tool, I'll just bring it up a bit bigger. If we just grab the center of something, it just pushes it in like so. And sometimes that can look a little fake. If you just sort of grab the center of something and push it in, the whole thing goes in. So I'm just going to step backwards here, and so that we can go back to where we were to start with. And I want to show you the best way to use the Liquefy tool. Rather than just go to the center of where it is that you want to move things, just do it on the edge. So rather than it being too over the top, you can just bring things in nice and in little ways rather than having these big dents. That way, when you're actually looking at the work that you're doing, it's going to look more realistic because you're actually pushing pixels in towards rather than really pushing them around. And if we go over to the other side here and do the same thing here with the wrist and the arms. Now remember, if you're going to slim down, make sure that you do it in the areas that will be noticed the most, which is usually the waistline and the arms. I actually think I'm a bit hunched here, so I'm just going to also bring that neckline down a little. So I'm not looking quite as hunched as what I was. And of course, make sure you do it on that side as well. Now, apart from pushing pixels around, we also have this one here, which is pucker. And this is great. If we come down, I'm just going to go okay on that and come back into it because it's not letting me see the bottom properly. So I'll just come down here. So what I'm going to do this time is just select this bottom area where I want to do a few changes. And then I'm just going to go select, filter, Liquefy. And rather than push these in, I'm going to use the pucker tool this time. And what it does is it actually puckers things in. So it takes kind of like the bulge out of things a little bit. And once you sort of do that, it helps to make things look a little more normal. Now I might still decide to then grab these bits at the bottom just to pull them back down so I don't have to worry about adding extra bits in there as well. And I might also just on the sides here push that little side in there and that little side in there just to make it so that it rounds off that bottom a little bit better as well. So you don't have to actually change things too much, and I'm just going to go to my history here so you can see the differences. Just from opening that to dropping it down is just slimming things a little bit. Of course I would go in and get rid of those bags under the eyes and do a few bits and pieces in there as well. But when you're using the Liquefy tool, it's more about just making the lines a little straighter and a little softer and bringing in a little bit more, particularly on a waistline, just bringing that little waistline in a little bit. But just remember that if you're going to slim somebody, make sure that you take a little bit off of everywhere just to make sure that it looks normal and natural. Hope you enjoyed this week's video, and I'll see you again next week.